everyone, welcome to Java tutorials. Topics for today's session is, first we have to know about what is the Java and what is its features, and jumping statements in Java. Different jumping statements are break, continue, return. Java initially developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems and released in 1995. Java is a computing platform for application development and object-oriented. Java is class-based programming language, which means everything in the Java can be specified within the class only. Without the class, Java is nothing. Java is concurrent programming language, which means multiple programs execute simultaneously. Okay, Java is defined as the simple, secure, robust, complete object-oriented, portable, platform-independent, high-level language. Its multi-threaded technology gives it high performance. Okay, different control statements. Generally, every program can execute sequentially, but control statements, when we are specified in the program, these are executed sequentially. Sometimes it must be possible to break the normal flow and jump to another statement. That means execute some set of statements repeatedly and jump from one statement to another statement, and depends on conditions, we have to execute some set of statements. Those situations can be possible with the help of control statements. Okay, control statements determines the whether the other statements can execute or not also. Okay, and control statements controls the flow of the program. These can be categorized into three: selection statements, iteration statements, and jump statements or jumping statements. Okay, these are different statements. Are selection statements are, we also call as conditional statements. These again divided into if else, nested if else if, switch. Iteration statements are while, do while, for loop, and jumping statements are break, continue, return. These are the different control statements. Here we have to learn in detail about the branching statements. Jumping statements are also known as the unconditional control statements. Jumping statements are used to unconditional transfer program control from one point to elsewhere in the program, either forward or backward or exit from the loop. These all can be possible with jumping statements. So these are the named as the jump. These jump from one current executing position to another statement. So these are named as the jumping statements. And these are used to jump from a statement to another statement, and from there transferring the flow of the execution. Okay, and these are primarily used to interrupt the loops and as well as the switch case. Okay, and Java supports three jump statements: break, continue, and return. Okay, break statement. Break is the keyword. Okay, and break constructs is used to break out the middle of the loops like the for, do, and while loop, and as well as the switch. Okay, break statement is used to break out the loops in the middle. Generally, what is the meaning of loops? Loops means repeatedly executing some set of states until the specified condition or expression becomes false. Thus loops get executed. But when we are using the break, it breakouts the loops. Okay, we define the break as the terminate the loop or switch statement and transfer the execution to the statements immediately following the loop or switch. Okay, so generally break is used to terminate the loops and break the current flow of the program. This syntax is generally used as the break or break label. Okay, breaking the control flow and moving to specified label. In those situations, we can use break and label name. We can have more than one break statement in a loop. And break command terminates only the current loop and not any enclosing loops. Only where that is specified, that loop only can be terminated. Okay, this is the example how this it works. This is the while loop, while condition, open brace and number of statements. When we use in the middle of the statements, break terminates the loop and control passed out from the loop. Okay, this is the closing of the file. Break terminates this loop and the flow of the statements can be stopped or terminated. If we use the do, just like also do is executing, when we use the break, it terminates the loop and where we are specified. For in the for loop also it terminates and it follows the statements which are following the loop can be executed. This is the example using the break. Okay, this is the we are using the break, so named as the break demo. Class is defining in the main method. We define the for loop. For is using the one variable j, so we have declared the int j and it starts from 0 up to 10. It can be executed. Okay, and here we are specifying we have to check the how the break works. So here I am specifying if j is equal to 5, j executes from 0 to up to 10. It executes 0, 1, 2 up to 10. It executes. When j is equal to 5, we are breaking the loop. Okay, and when the j is equal to 5, then only it breaks. Otherwise, it prints its value. Okay, if first starts with j is equal to 0, 0, it checks, no, it is not satisfied, so it prints j, so 0 is printed and again repeated. J becomes 1, 1, j is 1 equal to 5, no, it displays 1. Okay, next again continues. Next j becomes 2, is it 2 equal to 5, no, and it displays 2. And after j becomes 3 and it continues 4 and 5, 4 also, 3 also displays, 4 also displays 5. Okay, when it is 5, okay, it breaks. Okay, it breaks, so it comes following the loop. Okay, and it displays the system.out.println. This 5 is not printed. Okay, so up to 4 it prints. When j is equal to 5, we are doing the break, so it terminates this for loop. So loop is here closing, so it follows the after closing of the loop, what are the statements, those can be executed. Here we are written the print statement, that is the after loop, so it is printed. Okay, just this is the using of the break. After the j is equal, actually if we did not specify this break, it can execute up to 0 to 10, but we are using the break when j is equal to 5. When j is equal to 5, it breaks. Next, another example. Here we are using the for each loop. Okay, this is the Java break statement. I am named as the using the break, so we are named as the Java break statement. Main method here this integer array whose name is list, which is assigned with values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So array size becomes list, integer array list array size becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Its list, its size is 6. Okay, this is the for each loop. For each loop is used to traverse the array elements or collection of elements. So no need to specify the condition or increment. So what we are traversing? We are traversing the integer elements that is the I indicates the index of the list. Every array is identified by the indices, and always indices starts with 0 to n minus 1. Array size is 6, so 0 to 6 minus 1, 5 up to 5 it repeats. Which array we are traversing? List. So name here list. Here we are specifying if I is equal to 40. When I value is 40, then break. Okay, and display the elements. Okay, up to until I is equal to 40, it must be displayed. Okay, it traverse. First element is 10. 10 is equal to 40. No, it displays. Next it traverse to next index 20. 20 displayed. And next goes to 30 and 30 displayed. When it is equal to 40, okay, when it is equal to 40 and traversing the list and assigning to the I. Okay, this is the loop use of this for each loop. Okay, when it is 40, we are breaking the loop. So control transfers from here to after. Here we have no statement. So execution stops. After that element 50 and 60 cannot be traversed and not displayed in the output. Up to 10, 20, 30, these elements are printed. This is using the break in the for each loop. And next is the continue statement. Continue is also the keyword which is used to jump to the next iteration of the loop immediately. Break and continue is also using for the jump from one statement to another. But only difference is continue only breaks the specified iteration only. Break stops entire iterations after that specified statement. But continue statement only breaks that specified condition only. And just like the break, continue can also be used with for loop, while loop as well as the do while loop. And continue can also be just like the break, continue and semicolon, or if we are using with label, continue label. Okay, when we are using the continue with while and do while, the execution control directly jumps to the condition. Okay, it directly jumps to the condition and checks the condition after that statement. What is the condition? When we are using the continue in the first statement, it control directly jumps to the modification portion. What is the modification portion? That is the increment, decrement, or any modification in the loop. In that position, control jumps. Okay, here you observe, this is the pictorial representation of the using the continue. If we are here is the while condition, it executes. When the continue occurs, the control directly jumps to that statement to condition. Only that statement is breaked and condition passes, condition checks after the what are the statements, those can be get executed. Just like the do is also, when we are using the continue in the do while loop, the control jumps to the condition state. But when we are using in the for loop, the continue statements passes the control to the modification part, that is the increment decrement part. Okay, it can be known with the examples. Okay, this is the example class continue test. This is the main method. Here we are using the J. Loop starts with 0 to 10. If the number is odd, then we are bypassing. Okay, what is the use of continue? Continue transfers the control from one statement to other. Here we are using the for loop. When the condition occurs, the continue transfers the control to the modification part of the loop. Okay, here we are specified the if j mod 2 not equal to 0. What is the meaning of that? If j mod 2 equal to 0, that becomes the even number. J mod 2 equal to 0, not equal to 0 means when that j equal to odd, it continues. Means only when the j is equal to odd, those statements are breaked. Means those cannot be executed. So what is the output? Only even numbers will be printed. Okay, you observe it. When j is equal to 0, it checks 0 mod 2 not equal to 0. No. So it executes, it prints 0. Next j becomes 1. 1 mod 2 not equal to 0. No. It not equal to 0. So the remainder is 1. So it continues. So automatically jumps to the modification portion. J is becomes 2. 2 and 2 mod 2 equal to not equal to 0. When not equal to 0, it can be continued, means breaked. Only those statements can be break. Like 0 to 10, odd numbers can be skipped, only even numbers can be printed. If we here specify j mod 2 equal to 0, instead of this, if we use like this, double equal to, it displays only odd numbers. Even numbers can be skipped. Okay, this is the use of the continue. Continue skips only the specified statements. This is the another program which is using in the with the help of loops in the for loop. Okay, here specified continue. Some example number 3. This is the loop. Loop name is AA. Okay, in between the loop we are specifying the label, so we call this as the labeled for loop. I is equal to starts with 1 and up to 3 it can be repeated. And next another for labeled for loop, that is labeled as the BB, and it starts j is equal to 1 to 3. Okay, when I and j becomes 2, we are using the continue the AA. Okay, okay, just you observe this. Okay, when I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 1, is 1 1? No, it displays 1 1. Next I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2. Up to 1 j repeats up to 3. Okay, for 1 it repeats 3 times, for 2 it repeats 3 times, for 3 it repeats 3 times, for 1 it repeats 3 times. I is equal to 1 and j becomes here 2. So 1 and 2 not equal to, so it displays 1 2 displayed. And next for 1 it changes to 3, and I is equal to 1, j is equal to 3 not equal, so it displays 1 3. Completed. Next I incremented, I is equal to now 2 and j is equal for 2, it repeats 1 2 3, j is equal to 2 and I is equal to 1, 2 1 equal to, no, it displays 2 1. Next j incremented as the 2. Now I is equal to, j is equal to. When I is equal to, j is equal to, we are using the continue. What is the continue? Continue A. What is the meaning of using the continue within the A, within the for loop? The control passes to the modification portion of that for loop. Labeled, labeled for loop? This is the outer side loop. So it skips, it enters here. So I is equal to, here we are working at 2. So 2 is skipped. So I becomes 3. Okay, 2 1 2 2 2 2 2 is skipped and 2 3 also skipped. So now I is equal to 3. For I is equal to 3, j works 1 2 3. So 3 1 3 2 3 3 can be displayed. Okay, this is the output of this, and using the continue like this. This is the another example using the continue with the for each loop. Okay, here list of array assigned with values 10 20 30 40 50 60. When I is equal 30, we are passing. So here observe the output. What is the meaning of for each loop? Traversing the elements of the list. But when it is 30, we are using the continue. So only when I is equal 30, that condition cannot be executed. Means that is skipped. Other statements get executed. So 10, 20, 40, 50, 60 are executed. When 30, it skips. Okay, this is the example of using the for each loop with continue. And next is the return statement. Return statement is used to terminate a method with or without value. Okay, the return statements take the execution control to the calling function. When we are calling the function, the return statement takes the control back to where we are calling. Okay, that means return statement transfers the execution from control from called function to the calling function by carrying value. Okay, and this is the optional statement. This can be specified or cannot be. Okay, and return statement may or may not return parameters to the caller method. You observe the example. This is the test example using the return. Here we are using the main method and we are creating the object t is equal to new test, and we are here we are creating the one variable int sum, that is called t dot addition 10 and 30. We are calling the addition method where we are passing the two parameters 10 and 30. Okay, those can be added and returned to this variable, that is the sum, and printed that value. Okay, and next it is some message. Here we are displaying some method int addition. Addition is the method name and int is the return type whose passing values, whose inputs are a and b and which are two integers, and returns this as the passing inputs can be added and returned to the calling function where we are called, here we are called t dot addition. So control passes here, and first 10 is assigned to A and 30 is assigned to B, and those 10 plus 30 is added and returned to the calling function again here. Now the sum is equal to 10 plus 30, 40. So it displays. Okay, next again we call the t dot show Pratibha. Pratibha as the input. So his control passes to here. Pratibha is the string which we are passed as the input. It displays the welcome sum, that passed input, welcome Pratibha. Okay, and here it is not returning, means we are specifying the void. No need to specify here, but you can just, if that value is returning, you can specify that value. If that is not using, you can just use return, or you cannot use like here, you eliminate this. Okay, next, this is closed. The output, observe this, sum is equal to 40, and when we are calling this method, it displays welcome Pratibha. Okay, this is the using the return with value and without value. Okay, in the summary, we learned that in this tutorial, jumping statements, which belongs to the control statements, one of the category into control statement. Jumping statements means transferring the control from one statement to another statement. These can be divided into three: break, continue, and return. Okay, break and continue can be used with the for loop, while loop, and do while loop, and do while loop. Break can also be used with switch case to break the cases. Instead of checking the all cases, we are breaking the statement. When we are using the break terminates the entire loop and follows the statement which are after the loops. Continue is same as the break, but continue skips only that specified condition, and the control passes to the condition. What is the next conditions can be, next increment or decrement conditions can be repeated. And return statement is used with the functions to the passing the control to the calling function, caller to the calling function. and return can be used with value or without value. When we are not returning any value, it is optional to use this. Okay, and these are the statements we learn in this lesson. Thank you one and all.